Greetings, Internet, and welcome to Aaron Plays, and I hope you're doing fantastically well. This will be episode 25 of my playthrough of Into the Woods by GMT Games and part of the Great Battles of the American Civil War series. And it's the Battle of Shiloh, as you can see on the title screen there. We are partway through Hindman's division's 4th activation. We have done Woods Brigade. We've still got Shavers and Cleburne to do. So if you could do the like button, that'd be much appreciated. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy what I do, and any comments much appreciated. But that's the housekeeping done. Let's get down to the map. You can see we have Shavers Brigade ready to launch into the remnants of Peabody's over here, and we have Cleburne, which we're going to start into try and take in the lost field and beginning to engage Hildebrand's 3rd Brigade of the 5th Division of the Army of the Tennessee. But let's start with Shaver. Okay, so this is just a reminder of the sequence of play. We are in the action phase. The activation for Hindman's division has already been done. We were done the orders phase and coordination phase in the previous video when we started Woods, and then we did Woods action phase. So we're now going to do Shaver's action phase. So there's no more changes of orders we can do. So we've got move and or shock, fire and shock, rally and construct. Well, we can't do any construction. We can't really do any rally. So because rally is normally done when you're using orders that I can't remember what they reserve orders. There we go. Too many words. So yeah, we have got to do. We could rally him. I was thinking about routed units. We could rally him, and see if he gets some ammo. But at the present moment, we've got to see if we can actually get in. Remember, we're under attack, so we're at half movement rate. Okay, so we have got this guy who can come into here, and he can actually move into the flank of this guy. So let's do that. So save it. So this unit here, so let's zoom in a little bit to view the action. I mean, technically we could go and zoom any more, but do we need to? There we go. All right, so we're focusing on the 6 AR. What's that? Arkansas. And they're under attack orders, so they can move and fire. So the first movement point will be to there. Well, 1.5 movement points. I've got 3. Remember, at half movement rate when you're attack orders. And we're going to change their facing now to, which is a facing? Rotate control period clockwise. There we go. All right. And then they're going to move into here for 3. Now that means that this unit here can attempt to refuse their flank, which they will try to do, which is a UDD. They need 6 or less, but remember they're the Union, they get add 1. Now, I am using physical dice. I've got physical tables and such for. I know we're playing this on the screen, and I know there's a vassal module which rolls dice. I don't like the dice on the vassal module because it has a tendency to roll high, then roll low, roll high, then roll. I know it sometimes breaks that, but it's a general tendency. So I'm using physical dice. And I've got physical, as I say, physical tables because I like to get as much. I'd love to have been able to put this set up on a table with a proper camera and such, but I can't do that. So anyway, they need a 6. They've got a +1 modifier to refuse that flank. Because refuse they need to, otherwise they're going to be shot through the flank and then obviously, well, probably melee through the flank. So they need a 6. With +1 on the dice. They're on a 1, so they do flank refuse. Okay, so the 6 Arkansas will now fire, but it won't be into a flank of the who are they? 16 WI. Not sure who WI stands for. You Americans would know what that is. Wisconsin? Would I guess? Not too sure. Let's bring the fire tables up. Okay, so we've got muskets. They're at 3, adjacent hex, so it's +2 modifier for shooting with muskets. Terrain? What the hell's a terrain? Terrain is +1 for the woods there. So let's have a look. Okay, so this is a fire. We've got the 10 +1 for the woods, and it's a green unit firing. There's no penalties for green units firing in this module. So it's +1 for the 10, and that's it. So sorry, net -1 for the 10. So it's a net of +1 to the dice. And we're looking at the 6 to 8 column here, because there's 6 increments firing. I think it's 6, well, there's 10. But the maximum that can fire out of any hex site is 7. So we're in the 6 to 8 column, and they roll a 4. That's a little d. That means that this unit must make a morale check with no modifiers other than the union +1. Okay, it rolls a 0, which in this system is low. 0 is low. Got to remember that, because I'm playing Space Combat in my other videos, and 0 is high. Or it becomes a 10. So 0 is low. So they pass. And they can return fire. Now we've got to see how many actual strength points it will return fire with, because there's 17 split over 3 hexes. So that would be 5, 5, and 7. No, 6. Can't be 6 in each. So that would be 6. Or 7. 3 7s 21. So no. 3 6s are 18. No. 3 5s are 15. 16. So it could have 6 in there, or it could have 6 in there, because yeah, it's got 5 in there, 5 in there, and 7 in there. There we go. Keeps it simple. With the 5 there, they can fire with 3 or 2. So we'll say it fires with 3. Keeps it simple, and then we can pretend it has 6 as well. So yeah, well, actually, it's got 3 frontal, hasn't it? It's got 2, 2, and 2. Yes, 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so yeah, 2 steps firing. So the same modifier, the musket arms, as denoted by that M, and they're firing into a wood. So again, denoted by the wood terrain. So it's a net of +1 on the dice, and they roll a 4. Just bring the chart up. 4. But there's only 2 steps firing. So that's a D -2. Their morale is 6. They roll a 7. But it's D -2. Take away 2 equals 5. So they pass. Okay, so but that means that part of the unit has now fired. So I'm going to get my additional markers to show that. Additional markers, there we go. Get to the side, and we have a general marker there. That part of the unit has fired. Right, what to do with this guy? If I rally him, or try and rally him, he can also try and recuperate his ammo because he's close to a trail. Now, normally you can try and recuperate ammo, it's automatic, but in Shiloh, in this module, it is not, because apparently ammo was a problem. Okay, so we're going to try and recover this unit from disorder to good order. It needs to roll 3 or less, and there is no other modifiers for the credit. If they roll higher than a 6, which is double their at least 2 times higher than its disorder cohesion rating, it remains disordered and loses a strength point. And if it rolls a 9, no matter what its cohesion rating, it loses a strength point. Guys, just going back to the front, going back to the back. Okay, so they roll a 0. Okay, so they do recover. They can't move, they can't do anything other than recover. So do we do the flip? All right, and now to recover the ammo, they've got to be on or adjacent to a farm trail. This is a special rule for Shiloh. So ammo resupply. So artillery would automatically, no, sorry, wouldn't require a die roll as long as it was on or within 1 hex of a road or on a farm lane. Small arms require a resupply roll. In addition, they may only recover if on or within 2 hexes of a road, on or within 1 hex of a farm lane, which they are, or an infantry camp. Small arms must roll for ammo resupply with a die roll of 4 or less, resupplying the unit. If a small arms unit is on a road, it's -2 DRM. If it's on a farm lane, -1. So it needs 4 or less to resupply. It's not on the farm lane, so 4 or less, and they roll a 2. So they managed to get some ammo back. But that's their turn done. So how do we get rid of the ammo? Firing, ammo deplete. Ah, there we go. Firing. There we go, it's gone. I'm going to just mark that as moved to show it can't do anything else, this particular activation. Right. So continuing with Shaver, you've got this unit under here, 2nd Arkansas. Right, it's not going to be able to get into physical combat, but it can at least still shoot. So let's do that. Remember, you can move or change facing 1 vertex as you activate for free. Then it's 1.5, 3, and it's going to fire into that hex there. Okay, so it's 2 hex range. Let's have a look at that. 2 hex range with muskets. That's a -1. And additional -1 for the trait and -1. So it's -1 for this wood hex and -1 for that. So net -4. Not great, is it? Can't see any pluses. So net -4 on the dice. And they roll a 3. There's 6 increments at 3 with a -4. Net -1. With 6 increments. No, it's just off the scale. So that's a miss. However, this part of the unit can't fire back because it's already fired that from that hex. I know only 2 increments fired into there, but as far as I know, that hex has fired. Think how it works. Should I double check? It never hurts to double check. Okay, by implication, yes, it can fire. The unit can split fire as long as no part of the split actually fires twice in the activation. So, okay, it will fire with 2 increments. Because we're saying there's 6 here. Okay, make it even 6, 5, 6. 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 5, 17. Okay, so 2 increments return fire. There are 3. So they're going to be at the muskets as well. Yeah, it's going to be a negative number. Okay, so no effect. So technically, I've got to remember there's actually still 2 increments that could fire into this hex, plus half the firepower, or possibly all the firepower from that hex into there. So, but nothing's going to be moving into that hex. Yes, a fair bit to remember. Okay, 7 Arkansas will move up. 4, 2, 1.5, 3. And we might as well change his facing. Okay. Okay. He can't fire, he's out of range. Is that it? Shaver only has 4 regiments. Plus the cavalry. Well, the cavalry isn't doing anything, it's just protecting the flank. Yeah. All right, let's bring up the guns. And that'll be, in the woods, I think it's 3. Let's double check. Woods, is 3 for artillery. And remember, woods artillery are under advance orders at all times, so it will they can move the full 8. So it's 3, 6. This guy's got, has he got across the stream? He has, which will be 3 um, over the stream for artillery. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why can I never find these? There's so much terrain charts on this. Stream for artillery. Yeah. The terrain chart is busy. It's +2, so that's 5 to there. And then therefore 8 to there. Okay. Now Shaver himself. We wanted to keep him in command range of Hindman, who hasn't moved yet. Or has he? I can't remember. And Hindman's got a command range of 5. Remember, it's 2 for each of these wood hexes. 2, so 4. Yeah. I think Shaver needs to stay there, but then that will be putting this guy out of command range, because again, 2, 4 to there. I can see why it's difficult to keep these guys under command control. So I'm going to now move Hindman to here. Hence why he's got an A3 on and he hasn't moved yet. Okay, so I'm going to put an A4 on him now. To show he has moved. We'll do his A3. Flip that. I'll delete that. Put the A4 there. Shaver will move. Yeah, Hindman can move on any one of these guys' brigades activations. So he will move to there. I won't change his A3 to an A4 just yet because we have got a potential assault going in there. I say potential. I am going to mark him with a shock marker. There we go. To show that he is launching into that unit there. And that means we'll need to go through the shock procedure. Let's bring this up, which is on here, shock resolution. All right. So designate all targets of shock and charges. Well, there's only one. It's not a charge because cavalry charge. You do get an infantry charge if they don't shoot. Well, they did shoot, so it's not a charge. Retreat perform. Sorry. So that's first step. Second one, perform retreat before shock. There isn't because he's under attack orders, so he can't retreat. Green attacker commitment. Okay. He is, from memory, I'll put that there to the side there, a green unit, so he's got to pass a green morale check to actually continue or go into the assault. Okay, he rolls a 1, so he's keen. Okay. After that, we have defender pre-shock cohesion check. Now to see these guys actually stand. So it's +1 for the Union. All right, they roll a 5, +1 is 6. They stand. Okay. Defender pre-shock hit. Right, pre-shock reaction fire. So they now get another shot as they come in. All right, so how many steps? Oh, this time we can probably fire. I say probably. I don't want to say probably. I want to be accurate. So let me have a look. Well, that was a 5-minute rules dive. Okay, so just double check. This has got 17 increments in. I can, as a union, split it as 5, 7, and sorry, 6 and 6 there. Okay, either one of those extensions can have the 6. So we're going to put the 6 there. Then when it comes to firing, it can fire up to half the increments out the refuse. So it could fire 3 there, which is what we've been doing. So it will now reaction, what's it called? Defend pre-shock reaction fire, 3 increments into that there. So looking at the fire table, so again, it's got muskets. So we know they're at +2 at 1 hex range. And the question is, can it use prep fire? Another rules dive. They will do, because they're not refusing their flank this time. So they will get the prep fire bonus, which in this case, let me bring up the chart, because I think it's the first time it's applied in the game. If we look on there, you've got the max and then prep. So musket, everything seems to have only a 1 for prep fire. And that gives them an extra +1 modifier at 1 hex range. So with the muskets, they get a +2, +1 for prep is +3 on this shot. However, the other things that are affecting it is terrain, so it's -1, so it's +2, and I can't see anything else affecting it. So they're at +2 on the shot, but there's only 3 increments firing. So as we can see on there, and so it's +2 on the shot, and they roll. A 4 becomes a 6, which is a little d. So that Confederate unit has got a morale of 6. Okay, rolls a 4, rolling a lot of 4s. So yeah, he passes the pre-melee. Well, let's have a look. We've just done so back to the shock. We've done the pre-shock reaction fire, so we're now into the shock itself. So determine shock DRMs. Okay, defenders pre-shock DRMs. Odds ratio. We have, and 10 to 6, all 6, even though only 3 could fire count. 10 to 6 is 1.5 to 1. So it's +1, not quite 2 to 1. So it's +1 from there. Pre-defenders shock DRMs, or defenders pre-shock DRMs. Oh, we should have done that. Units. Okay, there was no other modifier. So we've got +1 for odds. Anything else? Odds ratio benefit for the attacker, +1. Any defender disordered? No. Charge benefit? No. Stacked with an aggressive leader. Schaefer's not aggressive and he's not stacked with him, so no. Per the terrain chart, the woods gives the defender 1, does it? No, no effect. Interesting, no effect on the shock. The A.S. Johnson effect. Let's see if that would apply. Okay, the A.S. Johnson effect is if Schaefer had stacked with them, there would have been classes. He would have been an aggressive leader. So that would have actually given him an extra +1. Unfortunately, Schaefer has decided that being close to Hindman and staying under command control is more important. So that doesn't apply. Right, odds. Pro defender, any attacker disorder? No. Attacker has no brigadier. They do. They don't have a brigadier with them. I don't know if that has. See, that one always confused me, but we'll still. Yeah, better double check. Yeah, I'm never sure if that attacker has no brigadier, if that means that there's no brigadier in the hex, or if there's no brigadier within command range, and it doesn't actually amplify it in the rules. So I'm going to say that's a -1 because there's no brigadier here, but they are within command range. You know what? I'm going to leave it at +1. If that's incorrect, anyone who can make a comment on that one, I'm just never sure on that. I should maybe ask a question on BGG, shouldn't I? There we go. Attacker has advance orders, no. Each successive continuous shock, no. So none of these apply. So it's just that +1 for the odds ratio. Okay, so let's see what we roll with a +1. High is good. Okay, they roll a 6. But that's including the +1. So the actual physical roll was a 5, +1, 6. Defender retreats. Defending unit retreats 1 hex and then disorders. Okay. Defender retreats 1 hex and then disorders. So we bring that back, that back, that back, then flip that. There we go. Now, whether disorder, I'm assuming they can continue. An extended line, yeah, of course they can. Of course they can. Don't need to keep that X on them now. Delete that. Oh, don't want to delete everything. It was refused. Okay, that means they can advance into there. And that will end the shock procedure for that particular unit. What actually happens now is, because there's no other shock, there is an apply post-shock automatic disorder. So all attacking infantry and dismounted cavalry in good order are now automatically disordered. So he becomes disordered. So we flip him like that. Then we check for fatigue. Okay, any brigade engaged in shock, either attacking or defending, in more than one friendly or enemy action phase, they've only been engaged one shock, so they don't accrue fatigue from shock. However, that is Shaver's fourth activation, so we now delete that and give him the fourth activation marker, which means he does accumulate a fatigue point. Why does that not come on the counter? I'm sure fatigue, show high fatigue. There we go. Remember the levels of fatigue, you start off at fatigue okay, then fatigue 0, then fatigue 1. So he's okay, but he has accumulated. So we've now done and completed Shaver's brigade. We will now go over to Cleburne. Cleburne's brigade is looking actually a little bit worse for wear. So yeah, but I think we need to recover some of these disorders and get this guy across that actual stream, move up the artillery, but we will have some engagement. Now let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. Right. So we're going to have the second, I think TN stands for Tennessee. Again, any of you can correct me on that one. That'd be much appreciated. I believe, yeah, there we go. You can do a free chasing change and we'll move. Remember, they're under attack, so they can move and fire. So bang, 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 bang into, what's that, the 33rd, 53rd Ohio. So, okay, use that of command. Right, so we're armed with muskets, so that's +2. And we're firing into woods, which it takes off, which is -1. Now, we're also firing, are we on the same level? Hold on, let me just remove the counters again. You know, we're on the lower level there. Most of the hex is at the lower level. I don't know, we're in the same level. This is what is useful about removing the units, because that hex, yeah, that hex, that hex, and that hex are at the same level. Okay, so bring him back. Right, so it's 7 increments at +2 for muskets. Can't use prepared fire because they've moved. So it's still +2 for muskets, -1 for the woods, so it's a net +1. That's the shock table. Let's bring that back. There we go. There's a fire, and there's 6 increments firing, or 7. But there we go. How many increments are in that unit? 7. So all 7, which is in the 6 to 8. Okay, where's the dice? Right, they're all a 1. That's not great, is it? 1. D -2. Oh, it's net +1. D -1. D -1. And the union's only got around a 4. Okay, they're all an 8. Ooh, they didn't like that up them, sir. Didn't like it up them. Right, so he flips, but he gets to fire before he does that. Now, notice it's a 13 increment unit. You can only fire 7 from a hex. 7, yeah, 7 into that hex there. 7 increments can fire there, and 7 increments can fire there. Is it right? No, it's only 7 maximum from a hex. So if that was, yeah, so you can only fire, well, you can fire all 7. Yes, you can. Oh, I'm starting to confuse myself now with this split fire. You can fire all 7 there. If there had been a unit there, then you'd have to split that 7 between the 2. Okay, that's right. And get there in the end. So he's armed with muskets as well, and he's firing into woods. So again, it's a +2 for muskets. Can he use prepared fire? He can, because he hasn't moved, and he was in good order at that shot. So he's actually at +3, -1 for +2. The -1 for the woods. So +2 with 6 increments. He rolls a 2. +2 is 4. With 6 increments, that is a straight D. Whoops. On that unit, and Confederate rolls a 2. Okay, so he's fine, and the 53rd Ohio gets flipped. Wow, that's horrible, isn't it? That really is horrible. Well, I think the 24th Tennessee might have something to say about that. 24th Tennessee hears that there's a little bit of panic in the confusion of the ranks there, and decides, I mean, I was going to move him forward to start engaging the cavalry there, but I think that's an opportunity to get a rout in, and also an exposed flank. Not that I'm taking advantage, of course, because remember, they fired. So, and this is actually quite a good unit. So it's pre-facing change. Remember, they've got...
I don't know that.
Thank you, Alexa. Okay, so that's 1.5, 3. And then let's rip into the flank there. They could do reaction facing change, but that is going to be... They're only going to morale 2. If they fail it, they'll fall back. I think it might be better to have that rather than an exposed flank. So they're going to go for a... Well, morale's bad. They roll a 6 on their reaction facing change. So I need to bring up the second disorder table. So this is what we're doing before we even get there. Where's the second disorder table? It's this way, I think. There we go. Right, they're trying to do a reaction facing change. Reaction movement. Is it reaction facing change? Right, okay. Roll a UDD. Pass, lose SP and retreat 1-2 hexes. Fail, they rout. Oh dear. Okay, they need... In fact, teacher, they've got +1, so they need a 0 or 1 to stand. They're on a 6. They rout. 24th Tennessee hasn't even fired yet. Okay, so I might as well get rid of that counter. Oh no, I think I'm going to get rid of him for the moment. And they there's no automatic moving it. So the thing is, I better do that Alt E. I've been reading a little bit about this actual 53rd Ohio. That was Jess Appler's regiment, who was told, who actually informed Sherman that there were enemy to the front and was ignored. So, yeah. An officer in the 53rd Ohio relates that his men were attending to their normal Sunday morning duties. I'm reading from the book. Officers, servants, and company cooks were preparing breakfast. Sentinels were pacing their beats. Sherman appeared in the camp. My God, we are attacked. Appler, hold your position. They didn't hold their position for long, did they? Okay, now, does that mean that the 24th Tennessee, who has spent his 3 movement points, can he advance? My answer is no, because he hasn't even fired yet, has he? And even if he had fired, he would have had to start adjacent. But he will fire into the flank of this unit here. Now, again, I believe that's on the same level. So the next shot says muskets will be at that range. Will be at -1. And we've got a -1 for that wood and a -1 for that. So it's net -3. Okay. Can this unit reaction facing change? I think it can. Oh, can it do so before the shot? He can't from the movement. He might be able to if he survives this shot, which is coming down his flank. Okay, let's have a look at the actual combat charts here. So we know it's -1, the arm muskets. Yeah, -1 for muskets and -1, minus another 2 for the woods. So it's net -3, net -3 at the present moment. However, target hit by flank fire +1, so it's net -2. Can't be prepared fire. I don't think anything else. No. So it's a net -2, and there are, well, it's 10, but maximum, remember, is 7 out of hex, so it's in the 6 to 8 column with a -2. Okay, rolls a 5. Oh, that's going to be low ammo, isn't it? With a -2 is a D. Okay. So for a start, then he's now marked as, where's the low ammo? Ammo firing, ammo depleted. Okay, because it's a natural roll, and then it's a straight D on that unit. He's got morale of 6, rolls an 8, doesn't like it, up sir, and they disorder. Flip. Okay, I think that means now he can't reaction facing change. Enemy fire from a hex outside the non-phasing combat unit's front may trigger a refusal or a facing change unless the non-phasing unit must retreat, which it wasn't. The reaction occurs after the results of the phasing fire are applied, including both shots from rapid fire. All right, a unit may return fire after refusal or facing a change unless it suffers a second disorder due to failing its UDD. So the question is, does it try to do a UDD to change its facing? With the consequence of its failing, it could, it's a potential of rout, isn't it? If it doesn't, but if it passes, it will be able to return fire. Not sure what to do there. What would, right, I've got to play, remember, I'm playing the Union when I'm making this decision. We know that this is the last activation that the Confederates are going to get, and Hildebrand might get an activation. So I think we're not going to take that risk. Okay. All right. So that ends that situation for those 2 regiments. Right. So Cleburne needs to keep going. We're going to try and rally that unit. Okay. So he needs a 5 or less to rally. Okay. He rolls a 7, so fails. I'll try and rally that unit. I'm going to mark them as moved to remind myself that they've actually tried to do something. This unit, which is a 6 MS Mississippi, he needs a 4 or less. Okay, he rolls a 4, so he actually rallies. So flip him back, and I'll mark him as moved. Okay, Cleburne has got some artillery with him, and we've got this unit here. I think I want to try and rally him first before crying across the stream. If you cross the stream and fail again, he could potentially rout. So we'll try and recover their morale in that morass. He's a 5. He rolls a 7 and fails. Okay. Well, we'll mark him as moved. This terrain is definitely hampering. Right, so I think it's time Cleburne actually moves some of his guns. So let's just move them away for a moment. Rotate. Is that clockwise or anti-clockwise control? That way, there we go. That's 3, and it's 2, 4, 6. 8 to there. Okay, so that appears to be fine. I'll just bring that and change their facing. Change their facing. Okay, yeah, it's 2 for each clear hex, but Cleburne back where he was. Okay, get that out of the hex there. It's confusing the issue at the moment. Right, this battery will do the same. Change facing and go 2, 4, 6, 8 to there. Okay, is that all of Clay? Oh, we got these guys. Right, well, they're not going to cross down over here, so we better, yeah, change their facing. Both, we want both of them. I'll do the one and then catch the other one up. All right, well, okay. 3, 6. Oops. Oh, wait. Yeah, they can cross the stream. They can't cross that marsh. Right, now Cleburne himself. He's got a command range of 5, but we need to be, well, he's going to be out of command next turn, isn't he? Unless we move Hardy. He can take orders from Hardy. That's what the Hardy rule is for. Okay, so Cleburne himself will move up here, keeping all his boys in command. We move the A3. It's now disappeared. So let's delete that. That's his 4th activation. And his first oh, God blimey. They're a good idea, but they do show high fatigue, and he's got his first fatigue point. There you go, fatigue 0. With his attack orders. Shame about that unit and that unit going low ammo, but hey ho. And that is all of Hindman's division done. Yeah. Okay, so let's draw. Go to the draw pools. There we go. We'll place Hindman into the order of battle chart, that being his that's all 4 of his chits. Yep. Next out is Sherman himself. Okay, well, Sherman's been hit a little bit on the flank here. We will see what they do in the next video. Let's bring this back up to the top. A lot of activation, a lot happening. Interesting. Yeah, Hindman's, that's him done for the turn. He can't get more than 4 activations. Though there is a little cheeky one there, I noticed, which A.S. Johnson could get another brigade going again in range. So he could activate Woods or Schaefer's. I'm not sure Cleburne will be in range. So that's a possibility. He could even do it right now. He won't. I want to see what happens with Sherman. But he could. So that's but that'll obviously accrue another fatigue point, and then we start, units starting to get tired. But I think as you've got to make whatever the saying is. I've forgotten what I was just about to say. When it's that's it. When you got lemons, make lemonade. you know, that could be a possibility, but it's Sherman's division to go now, and we'll see how many activations and such will they get, because that's dependent on the actual roll on the alert table. And then some of the units might decide, you might say, right, you've got to go to garrison over there, and you've got, they get the little missions. We'll see what happens, but that'll be in the next video. Well, if you like that or enjoyed that, please like the video. It all helps the channel. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. That would help the channel too. And any comments or anything that I've missed or anything like that, rules wise, or if you're just enjoying it, let me know and I will answer accordingly. So until next time, play games, have fun, buy internet. I better remember which is the stop recording button. There it is.